Hi everybody, I am Stacy Smith and I am a Diamond Leader with It Works Global, and I wanted to take a few minutes today to share my personal story with you. It has been a while since I've talked about it on video, and we have a lot of new people, and so I just hope by being vulnerable and sharing with you that I can inspire somebody. So just a little background, I was in medical billing for almost 15 years. I was a teen mom when I was a senior in high school. I had my daughter, who's now 20, and about 4 years later, I had another daughter. So my kids now are 20 and 16. And so I've struggled my whole life. I've never received child support from their dad, and I have had to tell my kids no a lot. I've had to go without. We've ate out of food banks. We've been on medical assistance. We've been on WIC. These aren't things I'm proud of, but somebody else probably can relate, so I just feel it's important to share all of the details. So prior to finding It Works, I lost 105 pounds. I was a size 16 at my heaviest, and probably around like a 5'6" or a 4'5", somewhere in between that range when I found It Works. I found It Works 3 years ago. I started November 16, 2013. My mom is the one who introduced me to this opportunity. I tried a wrap and completely fell in love. She asked me to come to a meeting, which I was really negative about. I counted change from our change jar to get there. It was 40 minutes from my house. So just kind of a little idea of like where we were. We really didn't have any extra money. Prior to going to that event, just a few weeks prior, I had went to senior night at my daughter's high school, and the cheapest package was $350. And some paydays we didn't even have $20 left. Like, that was for groceries and gas and for anything that, you know, kids need. There's always things they come home with, like, oh, I need $8 for a book, or I need $15 for a leadership t-shirt, you know, stuff like that. And that stuff adds up. And so I had no way to pay for that package. And so my mom invited me to that meeting. I actually went to the meeting, and I heard another mom talk about her story and how she had reached the rank of double diamond at the time. And I was just really inspired to start this. I just wanted a couple extra $100. I was already visiting the idea of getting a second job on the weekends. I worked full time. Like an hour and a half from my house. With the traffic and stuff, it ended up being sometimes over a 2-hour commute each way and an 8-hour shift. So really the only time that I would be able to work another job would be on the weekends. Like, I wouldn't get home until like 7 p.m. from my daytime job. So my mom borrowed me the money. I boosted the time, so it was like $278, and I was terrified when I started. I have never done anything like this in my whole entire life, besides like another type of business, but it wasn't health and wellness. It was things that you could go like buy at any store. So we really didn't have that cutting edge thing to draw people in. And I just kind of got left to the wolves once I signed up. I never even spoke to the person that signed me up again. So It Works is completely different. So I started, and you know, I kind of ran with it. It took me 7 months to kind of get the mindset that this was my business. And so once that happened, I just went all in. I went completely crazy. People were talking about me, people were blocking me, saying all kinds of things, and yeah, it hurt, but I really didn't care because they weren't going to bring me home to my kids. They weren't going to pay for that senior graduation packet for my daughter. Nobody was at my door saying, hey, let me write you a check and let me help you pay for that. Like, nobody was doing that. So I had to not care. So in order for me to stay home, which is what I wanted to do, because I was sick of that commute. I was sick of being gone for 12, 13 hours a day, 5 days a week. Literally so sick of it. I never saw my kids. I never saw my husband. I saw them sleeping in bed. They would make dinner, and then I would warm mine up from the microwave. And I was, at the current job that I was there for a decade. And the previous one was like 7 years. And so that's all I've been doing, is like being away from my family, and literally so broke, as a joke, always borrowing money from my mom, always Like if she wanted me to come visit her, she lives an hour and a half, I'd have to borrow gas money or say, can you give me gas money? Like that's ridiculous. Who wants to continue living like that? You know, I've been homeless. I've filed bankruptcy. I've had no car with 2 kids. I've literally been through it all. And I rose above all of that. So why wouldn't I be able to do that with this? So having the right mindset and not really caring is really what helped me. And so, gosh, what my days look like. So I worked my business any spare time that I had. So my breaks, my lunches, before work, after work, on the weekends. I sacrificed for a straight year and a half. I didn't go to any family functions, weddings, parties, showers, birthdays, holidays. Like I did none of it. Yeah, I was the black sheep of my family, but you know what? It paid off. It paid off. I've earned $40,000 in just bonuses off that $99 investment. You can boost if you want to. I did. And so that actually allowed me to earn that $350 that I needed for my daughter's package. In fact, in the first few weeks, I paid my mom back the $300 that I borrowed to start, the $278, and then I paid $500 cash for my daughter's graduation packet. And this was all a dream come true. Like I would have had to been away from my family on the weekends. Like I was gonna, who knows where I was gonna work, but I was gonna be gone 7 days a week. So the fact that I could do this from my phone right next to my family was simply incredible. When my husband would sleep at night, I would lay in bed and work. That is what I would do. So what my days looked like is I would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to work my business. I would have my coffee, have my greens, check my messages, send messages, schedule posts. I'd have to be out the door for my daytime job by like 6 a.m. to catch that bus. And I didn't start work till 8:30 in the morning. Worked until 5 o'clock. Like I said, on breaks and lunches, I worked my business. I messaged, I went out and blitzed people, listened to calls, you know, I worked my business. And so then I'd get off at 5 o'clock and then I would ride the bus and then I would use that time as well to build my business. So then by the time I got back to my car and then drove home, it was like 7 o'clock, sometimes even later than that. So I would eat my dinner and take about 15 minutes and just kind of like see my family and hang out if they weren't asleep already and see how their day went. And then I went to work my business. So I would say probably from about 7:45, 8 p.m. until 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock. Literally, I couldn't even keep my eyes open, so I'd have to go to bed. And I would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I would do that. I did that every single day for a year and a half. So over 365 days, I did that. Yeah, I didn't see my family. Yeah, I didn't see my kids. Was I tired? Absolutely. Was I exhausted? Absolutely. Did it pay off? Absolutely. Because guess what? I put in my resignation at that job that I was at for 12-hour days with my commute, and I was able to be home. So that's what I wanted to do, right? So why not? So, hi. My husband just walked in. I'm doing a video.
I just want to tell you that they have turkeys at Safeway for 49 cents a pound.
Okay, awesome. So anyway, so back to my story. So the reason that I really wanted to start was because I wanted to earn that money for my daughter's graduation packet. And I did do that. And then once I did that, I actually saw the vision of what I was able to do. And so putting in all that time and having no excuses was really how that happened. So if you're thinking to myself, like you feel guilty for, you know, not being able to be with your kids because you're working your business, just think of the long-term, short-term sacrifices for long-term investment. So I hope you got something from this, and be willing to do today what others won't. So tomorrow you can do things that others don't, like take your kids to school, be there when they're sick. I love you guys. Have a great day. Thanks so much for letting me share. Bye.